Hi, I'm Sean Strickland,
I'm Charles Sims.
and we are the lead activities co-leads for the lead activities communication group, and this is our presentation too. So I'll go ahead and kick it off with question one, our goals and focus. Our goal and focus of our group is to create fun and educational activities that build upon the leadership skills that we're learning in class already. So today we had our first activity. We did a trust walk, and we used that to build on one of the key leadership traits of communication, and a lot of people realized quickly in the activity that vague instructions don't really work, and that they had to get a lot more concise and stuff like that. So yeah.
It really focused it on both aspects too. We planned to have them switch with the blindfold, but it didn't work out that way. But that's fine because the activity was to simulate in an organization the give and take feedback between managers, employees, and how you need to listen to what you're told, but also not be scared to ask questions. That give and take feedback was what we were really trying to hit.
Yeah, and even if they didn't switch, I mean, they learned how to, I guess, listen more effectively. So that definitely helps.
Not be afraid to ask questions, too.
Yeah, that's another good one. All right.
Okay, so our question two, our original metrics goals. So originally in our first presentation, we said we want to do 8 activities across the semester, and we still plan to do that. Today, this week was our first activity. We plan to hit an activity every week, every class for the next 7 weeks.
Yeah.
That'll total 8 activities.
Get us up to 8, yeah.
And okay, so metrics, we said in our first presentation that we wanted to have an 80% success rate for not only if the students learned something from the activity, but also if they had fun, if it was enjoyable whenever they were doing it. So those are still our goals, we think, especially from seeing the responses from our first activity survey. We think it's totally doable and acceptable. And
yeah.
So those are it.
Looking good. All right. So question number 3, our progress to date. So we are definitely on schedule with our original timeline. We wanted to start this week. That's when we did, and we're going to continue to do activities for the next 7 classes. That'll bump us up to 8, which was our original goal. So far, the goals that we set have been achieved. I mean, just based, it is a little bit skewed because it is only one activity, but so far all the feedback's been good. We definitely are meeting our 80% for both questions. And then so far we've done, like I said, 1 activity. We have 7 more to go. And yeah.
Okay, so number 4 says what are our next steps for our project that we're leading, and we think that our next steps are continue to brainstorm ideas for next activities, organize the ideas that we come up with, continue to read that feedback that we're getting from the survey that we've been handing out from the activities and implement those changes from the feedback for the future activities. Just sticking to plan. The original plan, we think it'll work, and we think it's a strong plan.
Yeah. All right. Question 5, what each person's role is and what they're assigned to do. Our project's a little unique because it's a lot more reliant on the class as a whole versus like the group. So really, Charles and I are leading the activities. We're giving instructions. Really, our team members are there to help guide the rest of the class, make sure they fully understand the instructions. If they have any questions, they'll be able to ask our team members. They'll be also responsible for helping us pass out surveys and just pretty much assisting the rest of the students in the class in understanding the activities and getting it done. So, yeah.
All right, what are we on, 6? Okay, for 6, the question is, what's our plan for the next 2 weeks? We think this kind of correlates to number 4. What are the next steps, or what are we doing in the moment? So the next 2 weeks, we plan to hammer out concrete, and I think we have next week's activity already.
Next 2 weeks.
Okay.
We just passed that, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we actually do. We have both activities for the next 2 weeks planned out, and our schedule is to communicate with our team members. We're gonna organize who's exactly doing what. We'll probably have, I don't think we mentioned before, but before today's in-class activity, we, as a group, met 30 minutes before class to hammer out the details, exactly what people's roles were going to be, and we'll probably still plan to do that for the upcoming weeks and activities, just to be sure that there's no confusion whenever we actually do start the activities. So as for our plan for the next 2 weeks, hammer out the details for our activities in those 2 weeks, but also continue to brainstorm for the future activities.
So now moving on to number 7, any issues that are causing concerns or things that we need help with? At the moment, no, so far. Generally, the only thing that we're needing help with, and it's not even necessarily needing help, is just asking you, Ebe, if you have any materials, the resources, materials that we can use for the project. And if you do, that's great. If not, then we'll need to go out and purchase those. But besides that, we don't have any concerns so far. Our group members have all been attentive and responding to texts. And even if they can't make a team meeting, they're still making sure to meet the rest of the goals and communicate to the group. I think everything's going well so far.
Okay, number 8 is rate your progress on a scale of 0 to 3. 0 in trouble, 1 being behind schedule, 2 on schedule, and 3 ahead of schedule. So for this question, we thought it would be kind of weird to say. Obviously, we want to give ourselves the best score possible, but we thought it would be kind of weird to say a 3 being ahead of schedule, because we feel like that would mean we would have had to
double up on an activity or something like that.
Do 2 activities in one class or something like that, or maybe started a week early or something. But because we haven't done those, we think we're completely solid on the schedule. We're on track. We'll plan to do an activity for every week for the next 7 weeks, and that'll be our 8.
Yep. And I think that's that. All right. See ya.